Hi guys, welcome to the Writhing Minute. Today I will be reviewing House MD Season 5, Episode 16. This was recommended to me in a reply under my intersex comic by a user named things-r-heating-up on Tumblr. So thank you for that suggestion. Things-r-heating-up heating-up, pardon me. I am going to run through my notes and say what I think about this episode. Quickly. So, the first thing I want to talk about is the cinematography. I love the dark shot at the beginning where the doctor is revealing to the parents of the kid, like before he's even committed in the present time in the episode. The doctor explains about their kid's intersexuality. It's cool. It feels dark because the conversation they're having is dark, to me specifically, because the doctor is kind of being, the way that doctors are about intersex kids, immediately jumping to surgery. Fucking Jesus. Yeah, your kid can be normal. Then there's this shot where it looks like a Renaissance painting, where like the kid collapses because of their health condition. It turns out he's like dehydrated from all the energy drinks that he's chugging. That shot is really cool. It kind of looks like man reaching out to God. I don't know what that painting is classically called, but wow, for a TV episode, Jesus. That is some cameraing to do. There's this nighttime shot where House and Wilson are arguing about House's methadone use, where it's lit in a very nice indigo, almost purple lighting, and it's very fantasy, and there's like, it's almost romantic, but sad because they're fucking arguing, but it's lit very non-naturalistically, which I love. I want everything. I'm some kind of purist, I think, because I want everything to be lit like an 80s Batman movie. If you're not having fantasy lighting or telling a story with your lighting, you're boring me. Fuck off. Anyways, here's some stuff I loved about the episode. First thing is, I kind of loved / am sad that the second line in this episode at the beginning made me crack the hell up, because it's literally, how can a baby have male and female DNA from the dad of the child? And I'm like, don't all babies have DNA from mom and dad? Like, how are you a fucking father and don't know this? Jesus Christ. I also love that 13 has a heart-to-heart with the boy. That is very sweet. Because she's bisexual and he's intersex, so that's very, queer and lovely. I love that House refuses to lie to the kid anymore, and that 13 is so honest with him, as she should be. Like, why are we still lying to intersex kids? Jesus. Yeah. Like, the only reason that House isn't the one to reveal it and gives 13 that character moment and conflict in this episode is because House is literally dealing with some kind of methadone addiction because of his chronic pain, because of course he is. So, yeah. Anyways. Some queer stuff specifically in this episode that I really love is that I love, as always, the romantic tension between Wilson and House. I will say it. Like, the first scene with them together in this episode is them having lunch and, like, sharing a bagel or whatever, and it's fucking cute, okay? Shut up. I ship it so hard. Their homoerotic tension is undisputable, in my opinion. There's a scene in this episode where someone's like, hey, is this guy part girl and part boy or something? And I'm like, the person who's saying this is a fucking medical doctor. Die. Okay. You got a hog or a pog. It's very that. What the fuck? Yeah. Okay, so there's this scene where 13 and a guy in the MRI are talking. And the guy looking at the MRI says to 13, why are you dating Foreman? He's such a stiff. And then 13 is like, yeah, he's totally not your type. And that's very gay. I love that. Okay. So, there's also a scene where the dad of the intersex kid is like, he'll never be a man on blockers. And I'm like, of course, you little sissy. You sissy with a C. Don't know that some men have to take blockers. Like, what if you have some testosterone bullshit happen and you need to take blockers? Seriously. Painful to listen to and watch sometimes. There is some serious bisexual shaming of 13 in this episode. Like, not from a lot of people, from this one particular guy. I remember a scene that stuck with me where they're talking about 13 when she's not there, and they're like, yeah, 13 is such a slut. She used to bang a different girl every night. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, the shit that bisexual women have to deal with, people talking about them. Oh my God. There's also this scene between 13 and the boy where they're having the heart-to-heart, where she's like trying to figure out if he's maybe genderqueer, and she's like, well, do you feel like a boy? And he's like, well, she doesn't say it like that. She's like, well, do you feel like a boy? Because this is a serious TV episode. And he goes, well, my mom made me do basketball, but I really want to do dance. And I'm just internally thinking, like, oh my God, this little boy, everybody's lying to him and not letting him dance. Let the little boy dance. Let him dance his heart out, for fuck's sake. I have a little side note about Cuddy. She tells House, you don't need pain to be a good doctor, when he decides to throw out the methadone when she actually wants to let him take it. And I'm like, Cuddy, it's season 5 and you're still lecturing this man how to deal with his own chronic pain. Give it a fucking rest. Some criticisms, or like things that I hated is like the first thing the doctor says in the beginning scene is like, your child can have a completely normal life. I'm like, why do I feel like I'm being sold something right now? I don't trust it. And then I'm like, okay, see, he immediately goes to surgery, which gave me an icky feeling. Fuck you, guy. To look more normal, Jesus. The line, that's a choice you have to make, when the dad is like, is he a girl or a boy? That the doctor says that's a choice you have to make as a parent. Jesus fucking Christ, lying to their child the whole time. Then the dad at some point in the episode is like, so is he a she-male? And I'm like, a she-male? I cannot believe I am hearing the word she-male on TV. But then I remember it was made in 2009. I'm like, Anyway, some side notes I have here is like, I don't know if mosaicism is the same as intersex, but they do mention it. The fact that they chose for their kid to be a boy, like, yeah, okay, we'll take the privilege route. The fact that House being in a good mood is freaking people out is hilarious to me. And then then he's on methadone and I'm proven completely wrong for being like, oh, he's in a good mood. What the hell? My heart absolutely broke when they revealed to the boy that he was intersex. And he was so upset. And he was like, you knew and didn't tell me, and like cried. Oh my God. I felt that so hard. So that is the episode for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and we are out of time, so thank you for your suggestion. Things-r-heating up, sorry. And I will see you guys the week after next, because I did not make any statement about this, but I am planning on doing bi-weekly updates from now on. I said it on my Blue Sky, but not anywhere else, because, yeah, not many people listen to this podcast, so I figured the people who do listen to it would get a hold of that sometime. Anyways, the Sunday after next, see you around, and thank you for listening in and watching and everything else.